Let's go, baby! Nice, okay. Guys, so this was one of the coolest projects that I have ever done. I got reached out by somebody on Discord that had seen one of my videos regarding my mining setup and everything. He lived a couple of hours away and asked if he could host some of his servers at my place. And of course, reviewed what I currently had in terms of the thermal management, in terms of space, and in terms of power. And I said, yeah, sure, what do you got? So we over doubled the size of my farms, GPU-wise. We went from 21 GPUs to 45 GPUs. He brought in 24 A2000s. All of them are basically brand new in the packaging. We had to take them all out of the packaging. It was really awesome. And we built 3 rosewill servers. So I bought a separate rack for him so we can have all of this stuff put in. We go through ebbs and flows of emotion, ups and downs, trying to get server rails on, doing a whole bunch of stuff. So this is gonna be a 2-part series, and I'm really excited how we went through it all together, and it was just really fun. Really fun to meet somebody from the community in person and just talk and chill out and work on computers together. It was really cool. He learned a lot, I learned a lot, and I hope you guys did too. So stick around, it's gonna be a 2-part series, and yeah, this was such a cool video. So let's go!
Okay, so if you take a look at this case is quite literally 21 inches. There is no room for error. Literally, it is 21 inches with nothing to spare. A server case is approximately 7 inches. So if you take a look at this, it's exactly 7 inches. However, that is with no room to spare. And if you're moving things back and forth, it's going to scrape on top or the bottom of the cases that are below and on top. So in this case, if you take a look at my design here, it is 14, almost 14 and a quarter for 2 cases. That's not gonna work in here. So what we're gonna have to do, as always, I'm gonna have to Dremel this portion up as much as I can, cut across here, cut down so that we have some play up on top, and I'm gonna have to do that on the bottom as well. The issue is that this comes with a piece here. See this line? It goes all the way back. So that is the lowest part of the chassis that I can actually cut to. And that gives me about a centimeter. So I can cut this part basically a centimeter down, across, and that will come to this connection here. So I got about a centimeter on the bottom and a centimeter on top to play with when I have to actually get this directly connected. So this is gonna have to get cut.
All right, so we finished cutting the case. There's a little bit glare there, but you can see that there's an added good centimeter up at the top here and another added centimeter up at the bottom here. So that gives us 2 centimeters of play. Before there was 0 room. It was 21 inches, like to the T, maybe even a little bit lower, but geez Louise, there was no play. So hopefully this will let us get 3 servers in here. It should. And now we're gonna start working on the servers. This is one of the ones that I'm selling him. We're gonna have to take out the drive cages and start fabricating these servers with the rails, but we'll get. Sweet, all right. So today we have an awesome event. One of my buddies here, Tony, has just gave me a message on Discord saying, hey, can you host some of my servers? We got talking. He lives pretty close, about 4 hours away from me. So we arranged this whole get together, which is awesome. Behind us, you can see a ton of stuff. He brought a ton of awesome things that we're going to be going through. So first off, I just want to get to know the man, the legend. We are the North. Hi, Tony. How's it going?
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for hosting this and agreeing to set this up as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. So when did you get into mining? How did you get into it? And kind of what's your background on tech?
I actually had no background in tech. I started by watching YouTube videos from Red Panda.
Okay, everybody. I think everyone knows him.
Yeah, it was super interesting to have your own kind of work or produce income.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was kind of appealing at the time to have a payback period around a year or so back in last year, November or so. So that's when I started pulling the gun on it, and the thrill of hunting for GPUs, because there's a shortage back then, and just putting everything together, because I had no technical background at all, so putting all the power supplies and tying it all up was super interesting to me.
Okay, so yeah, you got in at the end of last year.
Yeah.
And you were getting all these GPUs. What was your mindset at the time of this is going to continue forever, or were you aware of all the stuff that was going to happen with Ethereum and mining? Did you know anything, or did you just dive right in?
I just dove right in. I just thought, just the mentality is that, just build this up and, risk it for the biscuit kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And I actually drove up to Ottawa a few times just to grab GPUs, because that's how bullish I was back last year, just to get a 3080 Ti even.
Oh my gosh.
So I was just diving right into it to just try and build it as fast as possible.
Yeah, awesome. And so how big is your current farm? And then what are we going to be doing? How much are we going to be building here today with you?
So today, I brought around 24 A2000s. Current farm size is around 2 gigahash. And I watched a YouTube of Voscoin, and he said that part of the fun of mining is to meet up with other miners and build things and just kind of build that community, because that's part of mining, right?
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. So one of the things I've always said on my channel is the joy is building something that you can take pride in, and then having it work, and then just being wow, I did that, as opposed to just buying a whole bunch of ASIC miners and just plugging them in is there's no real joy in that. So the stuff that we're going to be doing today, we're going to be doing a lot of customization, because I am custom computing, so we fabricate everything. My thought process is we're going to be putting 7 or 8 of these brand new, never used A2000s into 3 server racks. So Tony brought 2 server racks, and I'm going to be selling him one of mine. And because they're A2000s, we're going to have to do a lot of modifications, but that's half the fun. So first off, I guess what we can do now is we're just going to do a quick overview of some of the parts that he brought. We'll do some screenshots of that, and then we'll break down how we're going to be moving forward with this. So we bought a case, which you guys have already seen. I've shown you in the start of this video. And yeah, so let's get to the parts. Nice. All right, so just going to go do a brief overview of some of the parts that he's brought over. He's got a whole bunch of these 1200 watt EVGA power supplies, which are going to be great for the A2000s. They don't require a lot of power. They just need the PCI about 70 to 75 watts. So that's going to be really good. Here's one of the cases. We have another case that's dismantled here that we're going to go through. And there's the box of beautiful A2000s that we're going to be unboxing here today, which is excellent, because I've never actually got my hands on one. So here's one in the box, in the case that he already tried to, I don't know what that is. That's okay, it's not connected to the motherboard. But we've got a ton of stuff here, so we're going to go through them and basically time-lapse us dismantling this stuff. Okay, so at this point we're going to be removing the rails. He bought these server rails that we're going to be fastening to the cases here, and as I said earlier in the video,
it's gonna be a game of millimeters with these. So we're gonna have to mount these really with a lot of precision. So right now we're just gonna dismantle the 3 of these, take the rails off, and then we're gonna start mounting them to the cases. Okay, because these rails are fastened onto this shelf, or the only way to access these screws in the middle here is to take off this little metal piece, so then we can actually access those screws in the back. So we're going to get back to cutting like we always do, and cut at least one of these things off and see if we can take these rails off. Okay, so unfortunately the server rails that we got are probably not going to work with this, so we're just going to actually stack them in the rack. Right now Tony's taking off the front cage of the server, and we're going to be flipping this around, and then so that it's kind of falling on top, and then we're also going to be removing the filter here in the front so there's better airflow. So as he's doing that, I'm going to get another server case and I'm going to do the same. Bunch of motherboards here. We test fitted this one here, and it seems to fit just enough. This one's a little bit too high, and so it's rocking. So he's going to replace that that cooler with a smaller one, and then that should fit in here. So we've got 3 motherboards, and all of them are going to be able to be used. We're also going to be using some splitters so we can get 8 cards in one case. So that should be good to go. All right, so Tony's back. He got the fan header hub. So we've got 3 of those fan hubs right here, which are basically, we're just going to be able to connect 10 fans into this. And what we're doing right now, and what Tony's doing right now, is he's creating the mid-plate fan connector. So essentially we're going to connect 5 of these 80mm fans, attach it to the mid-plate connector here, and so he's zip tying them all together right now, which is also a pain, but you can figure it out. There we go, all set. Now we just got to do that 100 more times. Yeah. So many. Then once we have 5 connectors, we're going to basically just strip tie it to this. And that's going to be in front of all the A2000s, pulling the air right out of the A2000s out the back, and we are nearing the finish line. So yeah, nice, feeling good about it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I'm very excited to put this all together. So
oh man, it's awesome.
It's like, I had like so much issues thinking about how to do this.
We'll do a debrief at the end to see how you feel after we finish all of this.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Right. Thanks.